Right, hi. Today's video is another asexuality video. I understand I haven't done one of these in a few, I haven't done this in one of these in a few weeks. And I know a lot of you have requested these because it's the reason why a lot of you have subscribed to my channel, which is completely understandable. So, yeah, here's another asexuality video. Today I'm going to speak about relationships and how getting into. I'm talking about like love relationships as opposed to like relationships with friends and family and stuff like that. I'm talking about like love relationships here, and how being asexual can sort of like hinder my personally has hindered my chances personally getting a relationship. I'll start by saying that I've never actually had a girlfriend in my life. I think I've mentioned that in several of my videos in the past, so you're probably bored of me banging on about that but I'm sorry for that. But yeah, I've never had one in my life, and I only had my first kiss last year, so yeah, uh, being aces can hinder it in some respects, and hopefully people will understand this. Let me know if you've had similar experiences because of your sexuality, if you are asexual or if you're aromantic or something, and see. I'll be interested to hear if you've had similar experiences or what you think about this. And yeah, a lot of comment. I've seen a lot of comments saying that don't worry, Alex. You'll later. My name's Alex. If you're not aware of my real name, I know a lot of you just call me Cookie or something. So my real name is Alex. Um, yeah, in the future, a lot of you will say in the future I will find an ace girl or an asexual girl who'll be perfect. Let's just say that that's hard. First of all, um, asexuals are only 1% of the population, according to statistics, right? Um, that's 1%. So shall we say? I know there's more female asexuals than male. So 1%. Shall we say it's 70% females, 30% male? Shall we say? So 70% of 1% is 0.7%, which is cut down even more. Then considering the amount of that 0.7% of the population is in my country and nearby, that'll be about, I don't know, about 5% of that 0.7%, and that number keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And they've got girls that would actually want to date me, and that's probably only like 1% of girls. So it's very hard to find uh, some a girl who is asexual too, because asexuality, people who are defined as asexual, are such a minority in the population, really. So yeah, that's I've kind of I don't see that happening, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. I don't necessarily need to date an asexual girl. I'm quite happy dating someone who is straight and heterosexual. That's fine by me, as long as they respect who I me for who I am. I'm very accepting of heterosexuals. The way they're normal in a sense, and I wish I was like them. So I'm very accepting of the fact that they do like sex and stuff like that. So that's fine to me. Um, so yeah, but although I'm quite understanding, perhaps because they are part of the majority, heterosexuals are, and obviously I can understand why, because like everyone around me likes sex, so I've got more of an understanding. Not many actually understand why I'm like the way I am. I've been on Tinder. I think quite a few of you would know what Tinder is. It's a kind of a universal dating app on your phone, and I've been on that for a while. And I've spoken to a lot of people through there. But there's one thing I've been doing in the last year or so, actually, on there, is coming out to people individually. After I've been speaking to a girl for like whether it's a few days, whether it's a few weeks, however long it takes to form a relationship with this person, I'm very open with saying that I am this way, because well, my philosophy is that I don't want to get too attached to a girl, and perhaps you know do this stuff together or whatnot, and then later on say to her, right, I'm sorry, but I am asexual, when it comes down to perhaps like having sex in the future, or her considering it or her wanting to, and then me having to say, actually, I'm asexual, I don't like this stuff, because I might have formed, or either of us might have formed an attachment um, during that time, and it's so hard for me. Once I formed an attachment, it's really hard for me to sort of move on. I don't know why that's just always been the case. So I'd rather tell a girl like towards the start. So then if she does have a problem with it, or just like, no, I'm sorry, I can't. Yeah, that ambulance. Yeah, living near a hospital has its pros. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have its pros at all. It has all its cons. But yeah, um, um, where was I? Yeah, basically, I'd like to tell a girl near the start because yeah, then if she does have a problem with it, she can go, sorry, I do. Sex is a big part to me and big factor in my relationship, and the fact that you don't want to have it or don't find enjoyment from it is going to affect our relationship. So I can't see anything going any further, which is fine, and I completely accept that. That's absolutely fine to me. If someone comes up to me and says that after I've been speaking to them for a few weeks, and then they say that, that's fine, um, and I can understand that. And then we probably have no further contact, and that has happened a lot. Shall we say an awful lot? And it's fair enough. I can completely understand. I am part of the minority, and I don't expect people to accept me for. Well, not accept. They accept, but they just don't want a relationship with me because of that factor. What annoys me the most though is that's fine. Them saying that is fine, but is when they try to is when a girl tries to say that I will like it, sort of thing. Like I'll come out with that, for example, and I remember I got close to a girl about a year ago. I won't say her name or anything, but she lived quite close by. We never met or anything, but she was convinced that if I was with the right girl or right person, that I would inevitably like sex, inevitably enjoy it. It's like, you can't say that. You can't, just because you like sex, it doesn't mean that everyone else does. It's a bit like somebody loves chocolate and you're saying, oh, I reckon if you find the right chocolate, you'll like it. It's just like, sure, it may happen. There's a chance it may happen, but ultimately, that I know myself better than this girl that has never met me knows me. So that annoyed me to an extent that, yeah, because it annoys me more because I actually wish she was right. I wish that I did like sex. I was like, I'm pretty certain. I feel sick when I think of sex. I've never actually masturbated, as I said in a few of my previous videos. Never voluntarily watched pornography. All of that stuff because I hate sex. It makes me feel sick. Talking about it makes me uncomfortable, shall we say, and just feel a bit weird in myself. And I don't know what it is. I wish I wasn't this way. I wish I was more comfortable, and I try to be, but that's the case. So relationships is a tricky one, and it definitely, because it is such a sex is such a huge aspect in today's society. It's quite hard to find someone who is willing to like sort of because I would love to try it, which sounds weird because that sort of assumes that I have some sort of sexual desire. But no, I'd love to try it, like just out of curiosity. Like I know I won't. I'm pretty damn sure I won't like it, but I would just like to make sure of that. Um, it's intuition that I know I don't like it, and I think the fact that I don't watch pornography, I feel comfortable talking about it. I don't masturbate, all that stuff, kind of proves the fact that I don't like sexual stuff. But I would like to try it, and I just you need a relationship for that and people to understand your situation. And I reckon if I wasn't this way, it'd be for sure a lot easier for me to. I might even be in a relationship right now, but because I am this way, it is a lot harder to find one, and I think people need to be understanding of that. And yeah, and it is upsetting because it's the thing that always lets me down, because I think I'm quite good at, without sounding too cocky, I think I'm quite good at talking to people. I'm quite good at understanding. I'm good at listening. I'm good at making conversation. I'm good at all those things. Sure, I might not be the best looking guy in the world. I accept that. I don't think I am at all. I think I'm far from it, in fact. But I'm alright, and I think I've got a good personality that makes up for it, sort of. And that's that's not my problem. And I reckon I could, you know, through all these conversations that have occurred in the past, the only thing that seems to let me down is when I do tell a girl that I am this way, and suddenly the conversation suddenly stops. And it's upsetting because I wish that wasn't the case, but I'm I'm happy that I do come out and don't let this put me off, and then halfway through a relationship or something, and like perhaps when it comes to sex, I tell a girl I don't want to do this because I would have formed an attachment by then for sure. So I'm pleased by the way I do it. I'm just gutted that people aren't as understanding, and but I accept it because I understand how big a part sex is in a relationship to most people. It's just I'm more angry at myself for being this way. That's all, and I wish I wasn't. So hopefully it was a bit of a random video, and I didn't really go into much depth, but hopefully you understand that, and have learned a bit more about me and why being asexual kind of gets me down. Thank you so much for watching this video, and it's really sunny here now, which is really nice, so I can go to the uni and upload this because it's got better internet at the uni, so I upload them there. So it's going to be a nice walk there today. So thank you for watching. I don't know why I said all about that, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.